Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before I get started, the housekeeping notes. All the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's also my email if you have any questions or want to see something made on this channel. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Today, we're going to be playing with Christmas friends. And we're going to be namely playing with the bear. Get him out of the clothes, you can see the bear. So we're going to start the project with the bear. And I should tell you that I don't have a project to show you. The box that I'm making was a request from a viewer. And so we'll be doing that, but I'm going to do a little something extra with the box. So let's get started. First, we're going to stamp the bear because I want him to just scrap a piece of white paper. I want him to sit before we color him. It's very important that you let your Memento sit. I didn't need to use that mat, and I shouldn't have because I wobbled. I don't know why I grabbed the mat, but I did. I'll do another one just to be safe side. Yeah, that's better. Not as wobbly as that one. Not that I won't use him. Maybe. But the Memento, I like to set my Memento to dry for, a few minutes before, at least a minute before I start. But we have some other things to do. First, I'm going to get my trimmer out. This box, I've already trimmed this piece. This is 8.5 by 11. I've trimmed it to 10 3/4 by 8. So, and I'll go over that rest of that in a minute with you. Our DSP is this one we're going to be using from Sentimental Christmas. And it's not really directional, slightly, but I need to cut this down to 12 by 9 3/4. And like I said, all the dimensions will be listed below, so don't worry about trying to catch them at this very moment. I'm going to do that to 9 3/4. And you could do all the scoring on your trimmer if you like. I really do prefer my scoreboard. So this paper here, I have scored this at, I haven't made this yet, so I have to look at my instructions. It's at 2.5 on all 4 sides. So you just rotate and score, and then burnish it. So pretty easy. This one we'll do together. So this one we're going to score in 2 places. And we're going to pull this paper out just slightly. I've shown this before. It was 2 sheets of cardstock in the groove here. So it's not even, it's in between the first notch and the start. Not even, like I said, it's like 1/32 of an inch. So we're going to score at 1 1/4 and 3 1/8 on all 4 sides. So it's 1 1/4 and 3 1/8. Don't go too fast that you run out of your track. I'm going over and then I'm pulling it over just slightly. 1 1/4, 3 3/8. That's wrong. 3 1/8. Oh, I say measurements the wrong way sometimes. And I believe that's all the sides there. So let's get this burnished. Bone folder. Now, with full disclosure, the reason the base was already done is I started making this video and realized I had made the dimensions wrong for the lid. And so I had to start over. Because I'm human and I do make mistakes, especially in my math sometimes. So if you make a mistake, don't worry, it's just paper. Start over, use the other piece for something else. And I will. Yeah, I could have just kept going, but I had to redo my math, so that takes a little bit, so I decided not to. So, this is the lid. It's a reinforced lid. And we are going to, let me show you what we're going to be removing. Since this is very narrow across here, this is where the top of the box is going. I want all my tabs to go in this direction. So we're going to, no one's going to see this. It's going to be all folded up. We're going to be removing this one, this one, this one, and cutting up here. And we'll do that on all 4 corners. Scissors. Where are my big scissors? There they are. Now I decided I'm going to cut from this side. It's easier. Always cut from, you can cut from the bottom or you can cut from the top. Cut from the side that makes it easier for you to see. And then what I'm going to do, I'll show you the first one, then I'll do it the way I'm going to cut down that one. I'm going to cut this tab off. And then these 2 side tabs, I'm going to come in here and make a little miter cut. And a little miter cut there. And a little miter cut there. And there. So this is what each of your corners will look like. This little tab here, okay? So I'm gonna come down to this side and do this. Now this is a box that Pam requested. It's even the paper she wanted me to use. I had it, so I used it. So I'm now going to, put my wedge, some of my wedge in it as I go now. Let's do the mitering here. They don't have to be big ones, just little ones. So now we have that side done. So when these all fold in, it'll all fold into the center there. And 2 more pieces to go. You see, I'm going in here and I'm actually doing the wedge when I cut it on that one. So to me, it just makes more sense. But you do you. And the last one. And one more, and I think I should have them all done. So that's what this looks like now. Got these tabs going here. Now, if you mistakenly cut this direction, so you're folding your tabs and they end up on the inside piece here, it's fine, but you may have to trim them a little shorter on the ends, okay? So if you don't stick on the long side, but if it does, just trim them off a little bit. So that's that part. So let's go ahead and trim the base here that I've already done. Cut down on the tab, cut a little miter. I didn't do a very good job. I like to make sure, especially on the cardstock, that I have removed the score line, because your box will close much nicer if you do. So that way. Now see, I cut this one and going this direction, so I'm not going to cut it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and rotate my box. So I'm going to come over here so that I'll have it going all 4 directions, which sometimes helps stabilize the box. You can do it either way. If you end up with both of them, you just cut them shorter. But I'm just going to go like this and rotate around. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want to do. Sometimes you get busy and you forget which direction you were going. But I'm just going mine like a windmill. There we go. And let me get rid of this small growing pile off my desk before I throw everything on the floor. Okay, so here's this, and we're just going to take and build our box. I'm using glue. You could use tear and tape or Seal Plus, whichever you choose. Seal is not really strong enough. Make sure you have a nice 90-degree angle on your box. This is, by the way, if I didn't say anything, this is Shaded Spruce. Come on, behave yourself, glue. I think it's getting down a little on the low side. And then the last one here we'll glue in. The glue is being difficult, it's getting low. I'll grab another one. Let it sit upside down for a while. Always store your glue sitting upside down, but when I have it out, it lays on its side for a while. So that's the base of our box. Nice size box. We'll let that dry. And we'll work on the lid. I am going to be using some tear and tape on this lid. Sorry, I need a little drink. And I'm going to be actually putting 2 pieces of tear and tape on this because my reinforce is a little on the large side. One close to where the score line is and one towards the top. I'm going to do that on all of the large tabs that are sticking out. Whoop. Try not to tear your paper. It won't hurt, it's on the inside. But tear and tape is sticky. And I'm having issues with it. But you can make this box out in any DSP and cardstock you wanted. You could actually make the lid out of cardstock if you had 12 by 12 cardstock. And then just put DSP on to decorate. But this was a request from Pam, so we are doing it the way Pam requested. To a point. I'm going to add a little something at the end. Boy, my tear and tape is very sticky. So what we're going to do first, now that we've added all that, we're going to take these and put them in and glue them and get our 90-degree angles. Put that up. And do this one. Just keep on going. Like I said, those 90-degree angles are very important. And you got to hold it so the glue sets for just a second. Not be too rushed. But I am trying to rush. And I'm putting glue on the last tab. I know you can't see it because it's inside the box. Trust me, I'm putting glue on it. This paper is so pretty. Make sure all those are sticky. Okay, now we are going to, as soon as I find my tool, we are going to start removing the tear and tape. So take the first side off, Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it down. I'm going to come over and get this other large side. And fold it down. On this side. And this one. And then I'm going to take my bone folder in here and make sure everybody's well stuck down. That helps reinforce that piece across there. Also makes a really nice edge on your box. So that's the lid. If I did everything right, my lid should fit over the top of the box. It's a tight fit one. So it's okay. Tight fit's good. There it goes. This one leaves a small edge here of the Shaded Spruce at the bottom. And we will be putting some ribbon on this. We're going to go back to our bear because Pam wanted to see how this size box is made. I'll give you the dimensions now. I haven't wrote them down, so I will as I measure this. Grab a pen. So it is 5 3/4 long by 3 1/2 wide by 2 1/2 tall. So that is the box. Very pretty, isn't it? We'll finish decorating in a minute. Let's get back to that bear. I pulled out some blends. I have light cherry cobbler, light shaded spruce, and light pool party. We're going to concentrate on this one. Matter of fact, he's so blurry, I'm not even going to use him. I'll just print him away. So I'm going to start with my red. And I will move this in if I can. There we go. Let's do my cherry cobbler. I'm going to do all of these little dots first. I'm using the bullet tip in on this. Some of them are just a little dab. And then I'm not doing any blending or anything on this. Just keeping it nice and simple. Since he's a polar bear, we're not coloring him. We're coloring his wreath he has around his neck. You could use other colors. You could use red or poppy parade, whatever you wanted. But I love cherry cobbler. It's probably my favorite color, right after pretty peacock. And this is the light shaded spruce. A little bit of green here on here, little dab here, little dab there, little bit up here. A lot of little areas. That's why I'm using the bullet tip on this one. And going around here, little green up here. Simple coloring, not much to do. And we're going to actually turn him into a tag. But not your typical tag. You know, we're not putting it on like a tag shape or anything like that. We're going to make him into the tag. Tags don't have to always look like a regular tag, in my book anyhow. Just going around all the red here. Going around the dots. Now, I tried one of these, doing without the dots first. Trust me, it's much easier to put the dots in first. Oh. Okay, now pool party. You're saying, why pool party? Oh. What I want to do is I just want to go around the outside of, anytime you have just white, sometimes putting a little light pool party around the outside of him, or whatever it is, just sort of shows off the white a little more. But I am going around the wreath too. And his little black nose. You're saying, I'm not sure about that. But it does sort of, it brings out the white around it. Breaks it up a little bit in my book. So anyhow, let me move this out and I'll show you what we're going to do with him. We are going to die cut him, because there's dies to go with this. And if I find some scissors or snips here, we're going to die cut him, but we're going to die cut him as he is, and then we're going to die cut one that is white. So let's do this one here. I'm going to grab me a little bit of tape. This is just Post-it tape, just to make sure my bear don't move on me. Get him to release my bear again. He's stuck in there. So there's the bear that we just cut and colored. I'm going to cut one more bear. You don't have to do the back of the bear that we're going to be doing in white. You could do it in another color if you want, but I'm going to stamp on this bear. I know you're saying, where are we going with this? You'll see in just a minute. So here's the bear, and here's his outline there. So if I put these two together, they're going to go together just like that. So what I need to do is flip this bear over, so I'm on the back side, and I want to say on here, have a very Merry Christmas. And there's still room to write on our tag. So I'm using Shaded Spruce and just putting that little verse right there. And sticking my finger in the middle of the Shaded Spruce. Wipe my fingers off here. Okay, so what we're going to do is hook this, because you can see the coloring here, and you don't want that, and you want someplace nice to write your name and who it's to. If you have a little to from, you could use that on there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some Baker's or Twine. This is the red and white. You could use whatever you have. Actually, linen thread work fine, any of the twines we have. And I decided I needed 8 inches of this lovely twine. 8 inches works perfect. And some Scotch tape. Every craft room needs Scotch tape, even if it's an antique dispenser like mine. So what I'm going to do is just right here in the back of my bear, it doesn't matter which side you choose, lay out my twine like that, and I'm going to take a little piece of Scotch tape. And the reason I do like to use the Scotch tape on this, it gives me room. It's not sticking, so when I put my glue on, I can maneuver the bear around to get him in the right position. If you use seal, which you can, you're just going to have something sticking and fighting against you. And you can put glue right over Scotch tape, and it works just fine. And then I'm going to put glue, and not too much glue, just enough. Make sure you get some down in his little feet. Across the center. Like I said, you want right across the glue. Just fine. I'm also sticking to my bear. Then I'm going to take this piece and put it on the back. Then I'm going to pick it up and line him all up. Make sure to push down around the tag here. And this is my tag. Isn't he pretty? We're going to hook him on the package. But while I was playing earlier, I made some other tags. Here's my first bear. We're going to use this one on the package. Now, not all of them you'll have room to stamp on the back. Here's the mouse. Here's the owl. And the moose. Now, I made these as tags. My sister said, oh, they look so cute on a Christmas tree. And they would. You could use these as an ornament on your Christmas trees. So Your tags don't have to look like a real tag. They can have some fun. And that's what I went with, fun. So let's finish this gift up. We are going to use Shaded Spruce ribbon. As soon as I wipe my finger off, just a moment here. I have glue all over my fingers. And as I've said before, a bottle of hand sanitizer next to your craft desk is a miracle. Okay, this is the Shaded Spruce satin ribbon. And I'm just gonna make a simple bow. Make sure I have enough ribbon here. So I'm gonna tie my knot first. And my box is gonna slide all over. I'm going to tie my knot. And then I need another finger, and I don't have someone to say, hey, lend me a finger. So I'll show you what I like to do sometimes. Told you these blocks are great for all kinds of things. Then I'm going to take my polar bear. I just wanted to hold it there until I got the polar bear where I wanted him. So he's up in the thing there. And I was just writing on your polar bear tag before you put it on the gift. And then I will tie me a small bow. And there's our lovely little tag, just like that. And a nice package with a nice gift tag on it. It could be a little shorter for this package, but it still works. And that is our video for today. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you, Pam, for requesting this box size. If you have something you want to see made or need gift wrap ideas on something, drop me an email. I'll get back to you and we'll see if we can work something out. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. I actually just received my package of goodies, and I'm going to be working on stuff for the new catalog and celebration that are coming out in January. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.